A sacred flag of devotion atop the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted this flag in a ceremony called Dhwaj Arohan, marking the formal completion of the temple's construction. Hello and welcome to Inside South Asia. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's begin. Tensions have escalated again between Pakistan and Afghanistan after the Taliban accused their neighbor of carrying out airstrikes on Afghan soil that killed at least 10 people. Islamabad has called the allegations baseless. The bombardment in Afghanistan comes a day after a suicide attack that targeted the headquarters of Pakistan's paramilitary Federal Constabulary Force in Peshawar.
The Pakistani province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa along the border with Afghanistan has long been a flashpoint for militant violence. Early on the 24th of November, the capital city of the embattled province, Peshawar, was jolted by a suicide attack which targeted the Federal Constabulary headquarters, killing 3 paramilitary personnel and injuring at least 12 people.
At 8:11, a suicide bomber attacked the gate of the Federal Constabulary, FC headquarters, in Sadar, Peshawar. Afterwards, 2 other attackers attempted to enter the premises. The suicide blast killed 3 security personnel, but the 2 attackers who tried to enter were completely neutralized, thanks to the alertness and timely action of the Federal Constabulary personnel. Major damage was avoided.
In the immediate aftermath of the attack, shops in the densely populated area were shuttered for the day, and the local business owners, while condemning the attack, expressed fear over the resurgence of terrorism.
Due to this explosion and terrorism, people are gripped with fear and panic, resulting in the closure of all shops and markets. Business losses are mounting to millions of rupees, with both human life and livelihood being affected. May God protect us and keep us safe.
Pakistan's Federal Constabulary, earlier known as the Frontier Constabulary, is usually called in to handle situations considered beyond the capabilities of the police force, including tribal incursions and criminal gang violence. Plans were afoot to shift the headquarters to the country's capital, Islamabad, in a bid to modernize the force and improve coordination with other federal institutions. Police said the attackers opened fire as they forced their way into the headquarters before blowing themselves up inside the complex. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. The Pakistani Taliban, also known as the Taliban-Pakistan or TTP, is active in the province and has in the past claimed responsibility for similar attacks across the country. 2 weeks ago, 12 people were killed and at least 27 others were wounded in a suicide attack outside a district courthouse in Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, which was claimed by Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, a splinter group of the Taliban-Pakistan. A day after the suicide bombing, tensions ratcheted between Islamabad and Kabul when Afghanistan's government blamed Pakistan for deadly overnight airstrikes on Afghan soil and vowed to respond appropriately. 9 children and a woman were killed in an overnight air raid which reportedly targeted the house of a civilian in the eastern coast province.
At midnight we were bombed. They killed civilians including 1 woman and 9 children.
Our request from the government of Pakistan is this: do not bomb ordinary people. Civilians have done nothing wrong and they should only fear God.
The nearby border provinces of Kunar and Paktika were also hit, injuring at least 4 people. Residents of the targeted areas near the Pakistan frontier were seen rummaging through the rubble of destroyed houses.
There are no unfamiliar people or military personnel living here, only ordinary civilians. All of the places that were targeted were private homes. Pakistan carried out a brutal attack, destroying civilian houses and causing casualties among the people. As you can see, this house is completely destroyed. It was a two-story home that was demolished and children were injured as a result of the attack. There are no military personnel here, nor is there any kind of checkpoint.
While Islamabad denied any responsibility, calling the allegations baseless, hundreds of mourners in the Khost province attended the funerals of victims of the airstrike. Relations between Islamabad and Kabul have been on a downward spiral since Taliban seized power in August 2021. Things came to a head last month with the worst violence witnessed since 2021, in which around 70 people were killed on both sides. A lasting deal since then has proved elusive despite several rounds of talks in Doha and Istanbul. Reportedly, the security issues have proven to be a major sticking point. While the blame game continues, civilians on both sides are bearing the brunt of escalation in hostilities and paying a heavy price.
The bilateral relation between Pakistan and Afghanistan, the South Asian neighbours, has nosedived to its lowest point in years, following the deadly border clashes last month, which affected people on both sides of the frontier and brought trade to a standstill. With no end in sight to the deadlock, Kabul is exploring alternative trading routes instead of Islamabad, its top trading partner. Our next report brings you the details.
Since the Taliban stormed back to power in Kabul in August 2021, there has been an unmistakable deterioration in Pakistan-Afghanistan ties. Islamabad, wrestling with the rise in attacks from its security forces, has frequently accused the Afghan government of providing a haven to anti-Pakistan armed groups, particularly Taliban-Pakistan or TTP. These charges have been time and again denied by the Taliban, but Islamabad remains unconvinced. Relations between the neighbouring countries plummeted to a new low last month when dozens were killed and hundreds wounded on both sides in the worst violence witnessed since Taliban's accession to power. A direct fallout of the escalation in hostilities was seen in the bilateral trade. According to the World Bank, Pakistan had been the top trading partner of Afghanistan, supplying rice, pharmaceuticals and raw material, which took in 45% of Afghanistan's exports last year. More than 70% of those exports, worth $1.4 billion, are perishable farm goods such as figs, pistachios, grapes and pomegranates. And ever since the frontier was shut on October 12th due to deadly cross-border fire, dozens of trucks on both sides of the border are stranded with rotting produce.
The border, which is closed till now, has affected not only this city, but also the whole region. There are a lot of problems. The business are almost fully dead, not only vegetables and fruits, but it has affected everything. People are facing poverty, even the rich is hit, but the poor are still poor, they are not going to receive anything anyways.
The traders have suffered huge losses and many have become bankrupt. What can we do now? Whenever it is our fruit season, the Spin Boldak Charman gate is closed on us. It is the same during the grape season. The road closures keep getting extended for one excuse or another. They say negotiations are ongoing, but the gate has now been closed for over 30 days. This fruit is not iron. It spoils after 30 days.
According to the Pakistan-Afghanistan Joint Chamber of Commerce and Industry, both sides have incurred losses topping $100 million and up to 25,000 border workers have been affected. Given the impasse, Kabul is scrambling to diversify its trade partners. Last week, Afghanistan's Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs, Abdul Ghani Baradar, urged traders to explore other alternative routes instead of being reliant on Pakistan, a thought that has resonated among the Afghan trader community.
Routes should be open to Tajikistan, Iran, or any other destinations, and we will carry out our business through those routes. With Pakistan, it is no longer workable. Whenever it is our fruit season, they block the roads on us.
It is to be noted that since mid-October, Afghanistan's trade with Iran and Turkmenistan has jumped 60 to 70%. Additionally, for the first time last month, Kabul also sent apples and pomegranates to Russia, the only country to have officially recognized the Taliban administration. As far as New Delhi is concerned, it doesn't recognize the Taliban government, but historically, India and Afghanistan have had friendly relations. In October, India upgraded its technical mission in the Afghan capital Kabul to an embassy. The announcement came during the Afghan Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi's India tour. The vast market in India is a prime attraction. In recent months, both countries have moved swiftly to recalibrate ties. According to experts, this has played a hand in souring relations between Islamabad and Kabul. On the 16th of November, the state-owned Haryana Afghan Airlines cut freight rates to India. And a couple of days later, after Muttaqi's tour, Kabul sent its Commerce and Industry Minister to New Delhi. On the 21st of November, an Indian Foreign Ministry official announced that air cargo services between India and Afghanistan will be launched soon, whereas Afghanistan's Trade Minister, Nuruddin Azizi, urged India to boost trade and open cargo hubs.
We aim to invite Indian industry expertise in mining and agriculture to Afghanistan.
और जो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में और जो सनत के सेक्टर में काम करना चाहते हैं तो हम उसको दावत दे दें कि अफगानिस्तान में आ जाएं और सरमायागुजारी करें.
Islamabad, which needs Afghan transit to reach Central Asia for textile and energy trade, is also feeling the pinch but has maintained that closure curbs militant infiltration. But this would be a hard sell to Pakistani traders and workers bearing the burden of mounting losses.
2.5 months have passed since the deadly Gen Z protests rocked Nepal. The youth-led movement forced then Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to step down, shaking the nation's political core. Still, fresh reports of violent clashes keep emerging across the Himalayan country, pointing to the ongoing political turmoil. As the nation prepares for elections next year, Nepal is witnessing a new wave of voters and candidates for the polls.
A restless generation back on the streets. Nepal, again on the edge, and a power struggle with no clear winner. Nepal continues to feel a political vacuum, with uncertainty deepening by the day. Elections are scheduled for the 5th of March next year, but the mood is tense as major parties resist going to the polls and instead press for the parliament to be reinstated.
Now the parliament, which has been unconstitutionally and illegally dissolved in the country, must be restored, and it will be restored. There is no other alternative.
Oli, who was sworn in as Prime Minister of Nepal for the 4th time last year, was ousted in September following the Gen Z protests. During a rally, he urged the restoration of parliament, but the Gen Z movement is demanding a break from the past. They want the old guard to step aside. After clashes with cadres of Oli's Communist Party, young activists have surged back on the streets, accusing police of protecting 2 senior CPN-UML leaders named in their complaints. Their anger is now directed at the interim government led by Sushila Karki since September 12th, whose inaction has become a new spark for protests. At the same time, Nepalese are enthusiastically lining up to register to vote and even run in the elections they helped bring about. Young voters are eagerly registering for the first elections since the anti-corruption protest.
I think to some extent the Gen Z demands have been heard, for example, the upcoming election in Nepal and the opening of voter ID registration, which is encouraging. Our voices should continue to be heard in the days to come.
Many first-time voters are keen to make their mark in a nation of 30 million facing serious economic challenges. New laws now allow 16 and 17-year-olds to register, broadening youth participation more than ever before.
After the September 8-9 protest in Nepal, many Gen Z youths became excited and came for voter registration. In our regular registration, The majority are from the Gen Z group.
Nepal counts 275 lawmakers in its parliament. Voters choose 165 of them directly, while the remaining 110 come through proportional representation. The Election Commission revealed that 125 political parties have registered to compete, signaling a crowded and competitive race.
The political party registration process is continuously ongoing at the Election Commission. Before the new election date was announced, 10 political parties' applications were pending. Now, a total of 125 political parties have been granted permission to participate in the upcoming election.
For years, power has bounced among three main parties: the Nepali Congress, Oli's Communist Party, and the Nepal Communist Party, ruling either alone or through alliances. But for the next election, the political landscape looks different.
The month of November has been great for Indian sports because this month India became world champions not once but twice. And both times it was the women who brought the joy. On November 2nd, India were crowned the ICC Women's ODI World Cup champions, and on the 23rd of November, India won the inaugural Blind Women's T20 World Cup held in Sri Lanka. Take a look at how blind cricket tournament is pushing the limits of the visually impaired.
Cricket has always been adored in the country of over 1 billion people. But the spotlight has mostly been on the men's game. Men's cricket over the years has given India several heroes and numerous moments that have united the entire country. But that has not been the case for women's cricket. For the longest time, it has been on the back burner, devoid of support and the deserved fame. But that changed this month. The Women's ODI World Cup triumph brought women's cricket the limelight it deserves. And to add more glory to women's sports in India, the Indian blind women's cricket team lifted the inaugural T20 World Cup in Colombo. They did not just win it, they dominated their opponents on their way to the title. The women in blue won the tournament undefeated. India beat the likes of Sri Lanka, Australia and Pakistan to reach the final. And in the title clash, they upstaged Nepal by 7 wickets. This achievement garnered praise from all corners, from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to former Indian women's team captain Mithali Raj and two-time World Cup winner Yuvraj Singh. All congratulated the world champions on their historic feat. These women deserve all the praise they're getting and more, because not only they are fighting their own challenges, but also the stigma of women taking up the sports in the society.
A lot of people are recognizing this. There is a blind cricket. It is going on. Maybe many girls will come out from their villages. Maybe they'll come for the studies. Maybe they'll come for the sports.
Blind cricket has several key differences. The ball is larger, made of hard plastic, and filled with metal bearings so players can hear it. The stumps are bigger and painted in bright colors to help partially sighted players. Each team has 11 players, divided into 3 vision categories: completely blind, and partially sighted. 4 players must be completely blind, 3 must be partially blind, and the rest partially sighted. 2 momentous occasions, 2 massive triumphs, showcasing the rising status of women's cricket in India, both in mainstream and visually impaired categories.
Up next, we take a look at what else is making news across the region in our Inside South Asia wrap.
A massive fire swept through a slum in Dhaka. According to authorities, the devastating fire destroyed 1,500 dwellings, leaving thousands homeless. The blaze, which began Tuesday evening at the massive Korail area in Dhaka, was doused Wednesday after 16 hours. No casualties have been reported. According to official data, about 60,000 families, many of them climate refugees, live in the impoverished area, which is more than 160 acres.
Indian woman hailing from Arunachal Pradesh, Prema Wangjom Thongdok, was detained at the Shanghai International Airport on the 21st of November as Chinese officials refused to recognize her Indian passport. Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said India had taken up the case with the Chinese authorities strongly and reiterated that Arunachal Pradesh is an inalienable part of India.
The sacred relics of Lord Buddha returned to India after a 17-day public exposition in Bhutan Union. Minister Kiran Rijiju led the delegation for the return of the sacred relics that were sent to the Himalayan kingdom for exhibition from November 8 to 18, highlighting the deep spiritual and cultural ties between the two neighbors.
Just 2 weeks before his 90th birthday on 8th of December, India's veteran actor Dharmendra passed away. He breathed his last on the 24th of November at his Mumbai residence, surrounded by his family members. Celebrated as one of Indian cinema's most iconic and charming stars, Dharmendra was known for his versatility in films spanning different genres, particularly drama and action. As we wrap up, here's a tribute to the He-Man of the Indian cinema. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Thank you for watching.
He-Man, Professor Parimal Tripathi, Veeru and Ajit. Indian cinema icon Dharmendra is known by many names. Celebrated as one of Indian cinema's most iconic and charming stars, the actor was known for his versatility in films spanning different genres. While he earned the moniker He-Man for his action-driven avatar, Dharmendra also starred in films that explored comedy, drama, relationships and more. In an industry where respect is often at the mercy of hits and flops, Dharmendra earned it with his timeless charm. Dharmendra's early years started with a talent contest, which discovered a young boy from Saniwal in Ludhiana, Punjab. Much like young Charanjit from Gadar 2, he would avoid telling his father about his dreams of being a star, but trusted his mother enough to talk about his aspirations. Unaware of how things work in the industry, he would send applications to directors in Mumbai. By a happy accident, he came to know about a talent search being organized by an entertainment magazine. He immediately rushed to a barbershop to get a Devanand-style haircut. Like Devanand, Dharmendra was a charmer. His rustic innocence set him apart. The Kapoors, who are also Punjabis, became more Bombayites as they travelled far from their roots. But Dharmendra still managed to stay true to his Punjabi roots. The Deols have not taken their stardom seriously. While they find the spotlight exciting, they are still at loggerheads with it. Each of the Deols put up a formidable presence. You simply cannot slot them all in a one-size-fits-all bracket. All of them are different, be it their personalities or career arcs.